To create an invoice is very simple. Start by clicking on the menu called Invoices in the left column. Before you can create an invoice, you have to create a customer. Click on Create New Customer. Fill in all the required information, and once you have created a customer, you can see the customer in the menu, List Customers. To create an invoice, you simply click Create New Invoice. Choose which customer you want to invoice. Choose an invoice number. Choose which date you want the invoice to be issued at. Choose the due date, and choose Invoice Text. Select the currency and which receiving account you want. If you have a reference, you can write that and also add an invoice text that is customized. Click on Add Invoice Row. You can now write which item you sell or write a description of the sold goods or services. Add quantity, price, and VAT if applicable. If you want, you can add more invoice rows. When you are ready, click on Create Invoice Draft. Your invoice drafts can be found in the menu Invoice Drafts. In this menu, you can edit your invoice drafts. You can view how the invoice will look. You can send the invoice to the customer, and you can copy the invoice if you want to use that invoice draft as a template for another invoice. If you view the invoice, you can see that it is a payment link at the top on the right. When the customer clicks on that link, the customer will come to a payment gateway where the customer can pay your issued invoice. When you have sent an invoice, you can find the invoice in the menu Unpaid Invoices. In this menu, you can view the invoice, send the invoice again, settle the invoice, copy it to use it as a template for another invoice, and you can also credit the invoice. When the invoice is paid, you will find the invoice under the menu Paid Invoices. The last menu is called Credited Invoices, where you can find all your credited invoices.